welcome everybody to another Space Engineer stream as the sun dawns behind this tiny little comet, which apparently managed to plunge everything into darkness. Well, welcome to everybody watching it live, or if you watch this later on YouTube, welcome to you as well, of course. Today, we're working on this section of our ship, which is, I would call the med bay, medical station, whatever we want to call it. So we finished all our scanners, and we'll have to name them properly afterwards as well. But yeah, and then we have still to do this little, like the medical examiner's office, the doctor's office, however you want to call that. And then we're done. And after that, we have one more room on this side, like on this this whole thingamajig. And then here on this bit, there will be like a hallway staircase that goes down and up into the different sections of the ship. I'm not quite sure how detailed we can do this at this point, but yeah. So, we'll have to check if we do have enough components right now to actually finish the medical room, because I think we're lacking something, if I'm not mistaken. We're lacking either like silver or... Yeah, I think if we lack something, then it might be silver. Last time I had to get some to at least get a few of these medical components, but we'll see. Oh, it might actually have... Yeah, okay, it finished all of them. Beautiful. So we can technically finish that medical room right now. Kinda nice. Let's see. Well, we'll need a bit more than just that, but, you know. That's just a good start to get rid of these medical components here. They're way too heavy. Let's also take some of these with us. I think we'll need computers as well. So let's just slap them in there as we can. There we go. Okay, we also need a ton of construction components. We'll pack some of those on the next load. One more of these. I'm not even sure that's enough. We'll see. Nope, not even enough. Also, 60 metal grids. The medical room, like the big one, the medical station, I'm not quite sure what the name is, but that big one, it is so incredibly expensive to make. It's like insane. But then again, you can change your appearance and stuff at this one, so yeah. 5 large tubes we need as well, so we shall get some of those. Let's try to accurately get our stuff here. 5 of those. 17 of those. What else was it? There was more. I think probably construction components. Maybe displays? I should have checked. I'm always like bad at remembering what I need. Oh, not bad. Okay, so 20 more small tubes and then we're done. Also, I'll take some steel plates with us so we can start making the ceiling of this whole thingamajig. Actually, we'll also need some interior plates too, because we'll want to place vents and stuff like that. So, yeah, I think that's fine. There we go. Beautiful. Oh yeah, we'll also need to do the LCD screen. Forgot about that one. Okay. Let's put down these blocks here. That will help us place the ceiling and the vents. I think every room should have its own vent, obviously, in here. So I think the vent in the doctor's office... Oh yeah, right. I think that vent will be right here. Basically, there will be a conveyor going down here anyway, so the vent will be either going to this side or this side. Maybe both. We'll see how we'll design that in the end. But this is definitely where the conveyor in the wall is gonna go, or in the ceiling rather. So So it's gonna go right here. And then in this room, there's also gonna be a conveyor pointing to the upper deck, and I think this is gonna be like right here in the waiting area, like central above the waiting area, probably. That's probably the best, right? So about here, and then we'll again do the thing that we did in the other rooms, where we place lights around the vents. You know, these corner lights, because they look kind of cool. Almost looks like a complete light fixture together with the vent, basically. So that looks pretty well, pretty good, pretty good. But yeah, that's what we tried to do today. Also, I'm just gonna stream until I think, well, local time it's gonna be like 9 o'clock. I don't know what time it will be at your place, but I'm gonna stream for about, well, now about 45 minutes or so. And then I'll have, no, I don't have to, but I do want to play some other games as well. There's a lot of friends online right now today, so I'm, you know, gonna play an odd game of League of Legends and a few other things. I've actually started playing League of Legends again, which I play this game like on and off. It's very strange. I play it for an extended amount of time, like 5-6 months, very regularly, and then I kind of flip. I you know, something pisses me off. There's just the game state is in a place where I don't like it, and then I quit for half a year. Then I come back again, and that's how I can enjoy this game, because I think if I play all the time, I would probably hate the game. But you know, when you come back from like an extended leave, so to speak, from a certain game, you do enjoy it a lot more all of the sudden. So sometimes I think it's good to step away from something and just, you know, look from it from another perspective. It really helps you gain a different look at things. Not only with games, but with work as well. I notice that very much at work when you know, I'm a programmer, so if I try to figure out a complicated problem, how to solve it, sometimes I'm getting so bogged up in certain details that I cannot seem to find a solution. So then what I do, I just step away from the PC, just, you know, just go walk around for like 5-10 minutes, and just let my head, you know, clean out a little bit, and then you get an idea again, something different, something you didn't think about. It's kind of nice, you know. Sometimes you really need to take yourself away from the problem to actually see the whole problem. But yeah. So let me complete this roof real quick. The real big problem with this station, or with this ship, I think is going to be, once we get to the upper and lower floors, how we're going to do it with the conveyors, you know, and the oxygen conveyor system, basically, you know. Wait, what? I thought I tried to weld a conveyor. That's why it said I don't have materials. Yeah, okay, makes sense. But yeah, because I have kind of a vision how it's supposed to look, the upper and the lower floors, and the problem is there will be conveyors that will get in the way of this vision, so I have to kind of spontaneously work around that. For example, you know, there's gonna be a conveyor that comes up here, one comes up there, so we have to kind of work around these. We have to work with these things. Not sure how good this is gonna go, how well this is gonna go, but you know, sometimes you have to be very spontaneous about this, the way you plan this. I guess you could plan out, you know, ships like that to the detail, but I don't know. I don't have that kind of time on my hands, really. And I think it's also a lot more fun to just go at a project like this and just to see, you know, how it goes. You know, you just figure out as you go along, how is it gonna work? What do I need to look forward to? What do I need to plan? And you know, it's kind of nice to just take on a thing like that and just go along with it. Especially if it turns out well. I'm liking it so far. You know, the progress that we made so far. I really dig it. It looks better than I imagined. And I haven't even gotten to decorating the ship yet, you know, the outside with slopes and stuff. I just kept it at a most basic form, and I already like it, which is a good sign, you know. But yeah, right. The roof is finished, so now we need to place a few more things. We'll have to place this one. Let's see, construction components, computers, displays, and bulletproof. Jesus. Bulletproof glass. I think I forgot all of that right now. Just in that 1 second that I got stuck on the door, I think my brain just completely emptied out whatever I've put in it. Okay, construction components. Computers. Bulletproof glass. It's not this place, is it? You know what? We'll do it this way. We're gonna check what do we need. Oh, it is this place. Okay, I was doubting myself there. I kind of thought it was not this place, but yeah, it is. Okay, fair enough. There we go. Whee! That was a bit too far. There, big screen to diagnose patients. So how I imagine this is that you go to a scanner and then you get yourself scanned, and then you go in here and you tell the doctor, yes, scanner number 4, and then he puts the thing into his computer. Then over here will show up the result of that scan. You know, like, oh, you have a broken left rib. Left rib? As if you only had two, the right rib and the left rib. Yes, indeed. No, something like that, you know? I could imagine that, how this looks. Okay, let's, do we have still enough stuff to place vents? That would be kind of cool. We could do that already. The answer is no. Apparently Oh, vents are placed with steel plates. I see. I see. Okay, let's get some interior plates and steel plates, because I want to place vents and conveyors here. Also, we'll keep the construction components for any lights that we want to place right now. Here we go. So one vent is going to be here. Then another one. Now, I have to think about this. Do we place it like here or like here? What is better? I think it's better above this thing, right? So we'll place a conveyor over here. Like so, I think. And then a steel plate, like right here, perhaps. Or maybe not. I'm not quite sure about this yet. Maybe we'll put a steel plate here, maybe we'll put something else here. But yeah, we'll kind of hide that stuff behind there. Okay? And then, we're also gonna need some lights, of course. And at least here, I would basically go for the single corner lights and put them all around the vents. That looks quite good, I think. It's actually a viewer that came up with an idea like that, because I don't use corner lights that much because they're kind of weak in comparison to the normal lights, but you know, they are kind of fitting in a situation like this where you have a fixture that is going on the walls or on the ceiling like that. Why not put lights around it? It looks very natural, you know? Computers and motors, yes sir, right on it. Whee! Computers and the motors. Good thing we can... Oh, hold on. Let me get some more motors. At least that. Otherwise we'll have to go back and forth like 500 times. Well, to be honest, I'm gonna go back and forth much more than that during the construction of this ship. I can guarantee you that. Okay, so... Oh, that is on its head. Yeah, I cannot accept that. That triggers me too much. I cannot have things like that. Okay, here we go. Doesn't matter with the one that is up here, because it's not really... You know, you cannot really say which side is supposed to be up and which side is supposed to be down. But with these, that really annoys me. Okay, let's place some more lights. I have the feeling we want to have like a light in front of every... Oh, we don't have construction components anymore. Of every scanner, like in the middle here, you know, like one, there we go, and there, you know?
Energy low.
Something like that. Ow! Yeah, that's, I think, the best way to do this. Also, I will take with me some more... No, not interior plates. I will take with me some of these, and I think we'll need some of those things as well for the conveyors, right? So we can finish those off, and then we can close off that section in the doctor's office with the conveyor in the corner. That is at least a plan here. Here we go. And up. Ow. Ow. Okay. There we go. And then, yeah, I think we have to do it like that. Otherwise, it's not hidden well enough. That looks okay. And we technically... I don't even know if it's the same height, but we could technically put a half block here. Oh, that is the same height. Huh. Then I think that's even better like this. So you have this little like alcove here with the actual interaction console, and then you have the skin changer over here. Actually, do we want to change our thing? To what do we want to change it? I haven't done this in ages. I don't even know what kind of stuff I have. Let's go. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Leopard. Obviously, right? Best. Yes, sexy. Okay, let's place some more lights. I think we'll just go with... yeah, let's just go with 2 of those right next to each other, like so. That will be the lights for the doctor's office. And then, as we said, like in front of every one of these scanners, put another one of these babies. There we go. And of course, what we'll also need is doors. I completely forgot about the doors, obviously. Ah, yes. Interior plates needed. I see. Okay, then. Let's get some. And then after everything is put in, we can configure the room, as it were. Okay, so we need that. Displays, computers. I think it is also motors, I believe. Construction components. What else does a door need? Actually, I think that is pretty much it. I think. We'll see. Oh, steel plates. Steel plates! Get back! Come on! There we go. Get to the space chopper! There we go. Now let's put those doors on. Oh yeah, and some more LCD screens to denote where which room is, of course. That as well. You know, because in a big ship like that, you want to be organized, right? Oh, small tubes. Yeah, of course. Of course, the door needs small tubes for some reason. I'm not sure why, but it does need it. Let's get the LCDs. Which one is the correct one? Not this. Must be this one then. There we go. And another one. Perfect. Oh, we do have enough stuff to actually weld these. I'm kind of surprised, to be honest. Okay, let's get some small tubes and then we're done with, well, done with the construction of the medical room, not with the whole medical room, as it were. Boom, that should be enough. I think I needed like 8 or so that's a bit overblown, but okay. There we go, beautiful. And this one as well. Okay, now comes the bit that seems tedious, but I think with a ship like that, it is necessary. So, organization time. Let's see. So we have air vents. So these are the we'll just call them medbay air vents. Vents, of course, the famous vents. Then what else do we have? Armory, bridge. There we go. Cornered couches don't need to be displayed. The normal couches and desks also not necessarily need to be displayed. And we have the corner lights. So these are medbay. Actually, I'll just copy this part of the string because that's the one we need every damn time. So medbay lights. Just call it. Well, now I copied the front part, and now I copy. Yeah, well, okay. Here we go. So the medbay lights. Let's just make them a little bit bigger in radius and some offset here. That should be fine. We'll check it afterwards. And there's the medbay doors. Let's see, which one is this? This is the doctor's office. And then this one will be medbay entrance. Yes. Now here we have the interior lights. I think the first two must be in here. Correct? Yes. So these ones are... Oh, Jesus. Medbay. Doc store, yes. Doctor's office. We'll make them a little bit bigger. About 7.5, and then a bit of offset. Going down. Not even, yeah, okay, we need a bigger radius, otherwise we won't see back there. We want that big back there, these two round tanks to be kind of visible at least. So at least 9 we should have, I think. Go back with the offset a little bit. There we go. Beautiful. These are just the medbay main room lights. There we go. And we'll make them about radius 8.5 should be enough. And then the offset again. Okay, let's check this real quick. Yeah, okay. So the front part here is a little bit dark for some reason. Not quite sure why though. Let me sit down here and figure this out. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Don't we have 6 scanners? No, we have 5. It just seems like this one is like not lighting correctly. Maybe I didn't select them all. Let's see. Oh yeah, this, wait. Oh no, there we go, main room. Oh yeah, I totally missed one of them. That's interesting. Ah, much better. Much better. And now we'll pimp these ones as well, a bit bigger radius. Yeah, that's fine. That looks fine to me. Okay. Now we need to... there's a few more things that we need to organize here. Let's go through them real quick. Oh, corner LCDs, obviously. The one that we placed first was the entrance. If I remember correctly, that is. So, oh god, caps lock. And then the other one is doctor's office. Alright, what else do we need to hide here? Medical stations, we'll call them medbay scanner. So this is scanner 1, scanner 2, scanner 3, etc, etc. I think that's the best way to naming these things. Oh Jesus. My fat finger syndrome, I'm clicking Ctrl C and Ctrl V at the same time. Genius. There we go. Medical room. Medical, yeah, let's just call it medical room, that's fine. Anything else? Oh yeah, this one. So this is medbay. Oh, how do you spell that? Diagnostics panel? Probably? I think that's how you spell that. Right. I don't think we need to clean anything else up here. That looks pretty good. Okay, cool. So what I want to do now is just to basically replicate what I have here with scanner 2. I will basically make the large displays. We'll select all of them here and we'll put text in them. And there we go. So this is going to be scanner 1. And now we have to kind of check what we have here. Font size 3.6 and 21% padding. Just about. Actually, we'll just put in the texts everywhere. And then I think we can adjust them at the same time. That should work, I believe. Scanner 3. Scanner 4. And of course, scanner number 762. No. Scanner 5. Obvious. Yeah, my brain says one thing and my mouth the other. Beautiful. So now I think we can grab all of these. We'll set the font size. We'll orientate ourselves at the middle scanner here, right? The alignment will be center. Now I don't see it anymore. What? Oh, it's still there. I have to align myself a little bit better, otherwise I cannot really see it. There we go. Let's try that again. So we have center, that's good. Text padding about in the middle. Maybe a bit more font size here. There we go. That looks about right. Yeah, that's cool. I like that. Good. And now the other thing I want to do, I just want to put like a random image on here. At least for now. So this is the diagnostics thingy, and let's see if we put an image in here. Like not a graph. Maybe no. A blueprint is also kind of dumb, isn't it? Because you're not a spaceship. You're a human being being scanned. So that makes no sense. Maybe. Let's see. I think the charts might be good. Yeah, you know, you could imagine that. You know, in a medbay, it's like your health levels. The round thing is your cholesterol. I don't know. Yes, yes. From this image, I can see you watch way too many memes on your free time on your internet browser. Clearly, it's off the charts, quite literally. Okay, good. So I think that's pretty much it. We'll just have to put these ones into right configuration, and we're done with the medbay. Nice. Getting good progress today. Doctor's office. If I wanted to do this properly, I would give the doctor like a random name. You know, like a role-playing thing. You call it, you figure out some weird name and give it to that character. That's actually one of the hardest things, by the way, naming characters in your story. If you write stories, as you know, you might know, I have a Dungeons and Dragons group that I dungeon master for, more or less successfully. I don't know. You have to ask them. But anyways, character names are something, you know, something very special, because generally speaking, you give names to characters that you have that are important, right? So you give, like, your main bad guy has a name, of course, and then all the important people you could meet, you give them names, and most of the time you give them kind of fitting names, you know, that oftentimes the name kind of symbolizes something, or it fits the personality. You don't have like a super cool like mercenary leader and then call him Bob. That's not how that works, right? So the name must fit the character. Now the problem is, at least with my group, is that they will often randomly wander about town, and sometimes they will just ask random passerbys and guards for directions, for latest rumors, stuff like that. Things that a good adventure group should do. The problem is then they sometimes, because I often do like a random voice and an accent when I, speak as one of these random people, sometimes I get kind of attached almost to some of these people, and then they ask for these people's names. And I do have like a random name generator, always at the ready, exactly for that. But still, sometimes these names that come out of that random name generator, sometimes the people I dungeon master, I'll tell them the name, and then they look at me like, "Really? Is that your name?" It's like, "Uh-huh." That's exactly my name. Yeah, but it's I love dungeon mastering. It is such a awesome thing to do, but it is time consuming. Jesus Christ. I mean, right now I'm writing the next part of their adventure, and my God, I think I've given myself a bit of a challenge, I might say. It's kind of hard to explain because I don't want to accidentally spoil anything, just in the fringe case that one of them is watching this, But basically, I have to, that universe that we're playing in, that universe has a lot of source material, like a lot. And I mean, a whole bunch of source materials, and that is very useful, because you can basically just pick a city in this world, and then you have like chapters full of descriptions. Oh, what is this city all about? How are the city's people? What is their character? What is the architecture of that city? The brief history of the city. What are their most exported goods? What are their customs? All of that, But sometimes you will want to change that because, sometimes things just don't fit the story you want to tell. There's something I can say because that already happened. There was like a city that was basically almost destroyed because a flying magical tower, like a flying fortress, fell onto the city. And in the normal source material, that city is basically the capital of the human world. And in my story, that didn't fit. Because in the source story, it destroyed parts of that city, but the rest of the city was fine. And they lived there happily ever after. But the thing that I was after, like a desolate city where I could play out like a zombie apocalypse kind of zombie hunting scenario, and that doesn't really work very well if there's like legions of guards just in the quarter over, because let's be honest, if there were, they would have dealt with the problem already. No, I had to have like a city that is a bit smaller, and that if there was a zombie problem, the guards might only be able to defend what they have, but not go out and actually attack the zombies because they would get overwhelmed. So I changed that location, But because I hope I don't spoil anything now if anybody's watching from that group. Because of that has some long-reaching implications for the continuation of this story. And basically, because I changed that, I had to change a whole bunch of other things, and now it basically boils down to there's a city that I have to now completely change every aspect of the city because it's all wrong. It's really hardcore, and it's giving me a lot of things to do, but yeah, but I'm looking forward to it. It's gonna be amazing. Because generally, I do love the that it's a German role-playing system called DSA, das Schwarze Auge, the Black Eye, and it's really made for role-playing primarily. It's not so much a combat system, as I think Dungeons and Dragons is more of that. It's more about dungeon crawling and fighting, and DSA is more about the story and the interactions between characters, because the combat is a bit clunky. Let's put it that way, especially for a group that has no dedicated fighters. You know, if you don't have like you do have like a few special maneuvers, but they're hard to pull off if you're not a dedicated fighter. And only if you are a dedicated fighter, you get the access to all these sweet maneuvers that can make combat really good. But before that, it's basically just, oh, I attack, I roll. That's how much attack I have. Do you parry? No. Good. Here's my damage. Okay, your turn. It's basically just that, and that's kind of boring. So yeah, I'll try. I always try in my campaigns, at least at the moment, to keep fights to a minimum. But then if they fight, it has to be something that A is dangerous and B is kind of engaging. You know. So I think I told this last time as well. They fought like last time they fought like a big like gargoyle chimera monster thingy, and that had like just several mechanics, almost like a mini video game boss battle they had to deal with. It could spew acid, so they had to duck out of the way of that. Whenever that happened, it would charge people, so they had to position themselves in front of pillars and dodge out of the way, so it basically will receive additional damage through these charges. And it was just stuff like that, to make combat more interesting. Because I feel the normal combat is just too boring. But yeah, I'm rambling on. Sometimes I feel like the Space Engineer stream basically turns into a me ranting about something random for an hour. It's not like I don't like it, but it's kind of weird sometimes. But hey, what do you want to do if you have to weld like 7,000 steel plates, right? You have to do something. Actually, the thing is, I'm welding this room here, but I have no idea what to put in it at this point. There's like few things that float around my head, but I'm not 100% sure. It must be something that makes sense, So it must be like a utility room that everybody kind of needs on the main deck, but that is not already here. So medbay is out of the question. We already have one. We have a science office. We have the bridge. We have one like a observation deck. So we have to find something new, and I think something that could be interesting is maybe a office of some description. I don't know what kind of office you would have on a spaceship, to be honest. Or wait, now that I'm thinking of it, maybe something like a communications central? Com room or something? Could that be a good idea? I have like a lot of different workstations where you can contact different outposts, send signals, messages, and then maybe one center console where you, like in, I don't know, in Star Trek or so, I think it was, where you can, the captain can stand there and say, on screen, and then the other guy on the other ship shows up and then tell, they can communicate. Something like that. Although I would imagine that something like that would be on the main bridge, because it would be kind of awkward every time another ship is contacting you. The captain has to go from the bridge to the communications room. It would be kind of weird. Unless communication happens through not the captain, essentially. I don't know. I'm just like spitballing ideas around right now. I'm not quite sure about it. Components add to the build. What did I do just now? I think I just... That's weird. I added something to the build planner. I didn't want to. Okay. I wasn't even sure how I did that now. Genius. What other rooms do we need? We do have an armory as well, so that is out of the question. What else do we need on a spaceship? I mean, there's cryo chambers and quarters, but I think they go, in my mind, they go on a different deck. We could, like, really do something quirky and maybe put something more, like a leisure thing onto this ship, like a casino in space, essentially, like a pleasure room. That sounds all wrong. Welcome to my pleasure room. No, something like that, But then again, that wouldn't fit on the main deck, because for me the main deck is rooms that are critical or necessary to the main objective of the ship, so to speak, you know? Well, except the lounge, I guess, but, you know. But everything else is kind of critical. What else would we need on this ship?
Energy low.
Yes, yes, yes. Also, right now, it seems kind of frame droppy right now. I don't know if you get that as well, but for me it looks like it's kind of dropping frames. Though it says it's okay. Weird. Okay. What else do we need? What do other famous spaceships have on there? I mean, there's a machine room, but again, I don't think that fits on this deck. That fits more into the downwards area there, in my opinion at least. What else? Teleportation room? I don't think we need that, because there's no teleportation in Space Engineers. Doesn't really make any sense to have something like that. What else is there? Well, we could have like a war room, like a meeting room. You know? That we could have. Which brings me back to like the communication center. Maybe I'll just put it like, maybe I'll just do that. Communication center. It's basically where the crew or a mission control. That sounds good. Oh yeah, I just have an image in my head right now. If you ever played oh god, what was that game called? Oh, old PC game in space. Had cool cutscenes, like live action cutscenes. Played with like really famous actors like Mark Hamill and stuff like that. Oh, what was it called? Wing Commander. Yes, Wing Commander. Right. Wing Commander. There's like a scene in my head right now. There were like different areas you could go to on that ship, you know, and you would meet people. And one of these was like a mission control, where basically you would go in and there was a colonel or something. I think it was a black guy. I don't even remember now, but I think it was. Like in a blue suit or something. And there he was standing in front of like, kind of like a console table that you get here in Space Engineers. And then he would, your mission is this. And then he would draw things on that thing. And then, you need to take like 3 fighters. And then you shove it above, over the table and go and intercept that thing. Oh, Wing Commander was amazing. That was an amazing game, seriously. I loved that game so much. Especially, the cutscenes were really cool, to be fair. You know? Not just the gameplay, but the cutscenes too. They kind of got away from that in video game history. That was like early on, were live action cutscenes. You know? Some of them were really corny, but I think Wing Commander did it amazingly. But yeah, they got a lot of like famous actors for it. I don't think you could do that in today's gaming industry. That would cost so much money. At least that's what I think. That it would cost way too much money in today's world. You know, could you imagine, you know, playing some game and then suddenly like a cutscene where, oh god, now I wanted to say the name of some famous actor and nothing comes into my head because I don't go watch movies that often. What's a famous actor of today's age? Idris Elba. I don't know. Chris Pratt. Something like that. Yeah, you know. Something, or... Jesus, I don't even know anymore. I'm so bad at, like, pop culture things. Especially, like, movies and such things. I'm so behind the ball on these. It's amazing. There's often, I often get this when I read news. I will read the name of some people. You know, there was, so-and-so did something today. And I'm reading this like, wait, who are these people? What? Should I know these guys? It's really, really weird for me sometimes. I really feel out of the loop sometimes, but yeah. And then you read, oh, it's an influencer. Yeah, okay, so I possibly don't need to know this person. Says the guy that talks on the internet. Yeah, I shouldn't judge these people. They do the same thing as I do in some sort, but they're way better than me at it, so I shouldn't talk too much about that, shouldn't I? Yeah, well. You're, you're supposed to laugh about yourself and what you do, don't you? You know, have a sense of humor about things. I think you should. Okay, you know what? I think that's pretty much enough for today, I feel. Did good progress. Medbay is finished. Now the room is prepared for whatever might end up in it. I'm still thinking mission control, but I have to kind of figure out how I would do this. Obviously, we have that big space here where we could do like a central console and then. Oh yeah, now I have it clearly in my mind. This wing commander scene. You have they had like a console in the middle, and then they had like several transparent LCD screens around it. I think you could pretty much replicate that in Space Engineers now. I think. Oh my god, I need to look up that scene and see if it's somewhere on YouTube. I kind of wanna replicate that now. Almost to a point where I want to screenshot whatever is on the LCD screens and put it into the actual game. Yeah, you know, you could do that. That would be kind of cool, actually. I'll think about it. But I think mission control is a good idea, yeah? If you watch this on YouTube, leave me a comment. Say what you want to see in this room. If you think mission control is a good idea. I mean, we have... Let's think about this. 1, 2, 3, 4 more rooms next to this one that we can fill up with rooms of some description. So we need to come up with more ideas anyway. So any ideas are appreciated. Alright guys, thank you so much for watching. I'll see you next time. Take care. Also, thank you so much if you watch this on live, if you watch this on YouTube. It's much appreciated. And, you know, I'm streaming every Wednesday, or at least I try to. So just drop in if you can. And again, thank you so much. See you next time. Take care.